Namaste everyone. My name is Vikram Dubey and today I am going to talk about psychological issues that a lot of people are facing, especially in the modern world, which is similar to the Western world, and a lot of Eastern countries are also imitating Western sort of way of life. So we are experiencing a lot of a significant increase in psychological disorders like anxiety, depression, PTSD, other psychological issues. So before I go further, I would just like to make a disclaimer that you should, if you are dealing with psychological issues, seek professional help, medical or help from a psychologist or counselor or psychiatrist. I am not an expert in this area. I talk about spirituality and Naam Jap and how spirituality and Naam Jap can help prevent psychological disorders or psychological issues. So how to prevent and how to manage. So if you have anxiety or depression, for example, how Naam Jap can help you. But you must seek professional help. So, as I said, psychological issues are on the rise, and there are many factors which lead to psychological disorders, and the factors or reasons I understand are firstly, our work is mostly mental, it's mind based. We don't do any physical work like farming or blacksmith or goldsmith or carpenter or builder. We don't do physical work. We don't even wash our clothes anymore. We don't wash our dishes anymore. So it's everything is mental. So, and especially working on computers. So for a lot of professionals, we spend up to 12, 14, 15 hours on a computer or laptop. And that is harming our mental health. Number one. So number one is mental work. Number two, working on computers a lot. Number three, actual face-to-face interaction has reduced significantly with the onset of computers and working online. We don't have face-to-face interactions anymore. For some people, they are still doing face-to-face, like salespeople or like people who are delivering some service, like for example, doctors. So even some doctors are also doing telehealth. In Australia, we say telehealth, so online. So doctors and psychologists, they're doing it. But thankfully, teachers are generally in the school, they're doing face-to-face, but they're children, so that's okay. But I'm talking about grown-ups, adults. They are working on computers, they are doing a lot of mental work, very limited face-to-face interaction, and the little bit interaction they have, like socialization, that is also online. So they socialize on Facebook, Instagram, and instead of calling a friend or family, they have WhatsApp groups. So they just post messages on WhatsApp. So, and visiting a friend or family, that is almost non-existent. When I was growing up in India in 80s and 90s, we used to go out to our like neighbors or relatives, and they used to come to us, and they would just come. They would just, because they knew like everybody will be at home in the evening, they would just come. There was no appointment, there was no fixed meeting or anything, there were no phones, and so there was a lot of social interaction, like face-to-face social interaction. So that is also causing a lot of anxiety and depression. The other thing is lack of exercise, lack of, as I mentioned, lack of physical activity. So we are not doing physical work, but on top of that, we are also not exercising, like movement, moving our bodies. So walking, running, swimming, cycling. We are not doing that, you know. And some people who are conscious of doing exercise, they go to a gym. Now, I haven't gone to a gym for 16 years. 16 years. I haven't gone inside a gym. But I am quite active and I am quite fit. For my age, I am quite fit. And in the morning, I do Surya Namaskar and Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, and then in the evening, 3 days I go for a run, 3 days I do weightlifting at home. So I've got weights at home, so I do weightlifting in the balcony, so in fresh air, and I have a big balcony. So I do all that, and I go and walk in the park. I really enjoy nature, so I go out in the park and walk there or sit there sometimes, meditate, sometimes read a book. So today I was reading a book. I'll show you the book, just one second. So I spent 1 hour reading, I was reading this book, and it's called The Nervous System Reset. So this is the book I was reading. Yeah, so I make it a point to go out, and especially in the park. And I find it non-intuitive. It doesn't make intuitive sense that people drive to the gym, even if the gym is like 2 kilometers away from the home. They drive to the gym and then walk on the treadmill or run on the treadmill instead of walking to the gym or running to the gym. And even more funny is, most of us live in apartment buildings. I also live in an apartment building. So they take the lift. They take the lifts in their buildings and then go to the gym and use Stairmaster. So Stairmaster is like it imitates a staircase. So it's a non-ending staircase. So you just climb on a Stairmaster. So they go to the gym and climb the Stairmaster rather than taking the stairs in their building. So I find that even funnier, because I live on the 4th floor, and unless I am with my daughter or somebody else, or I am carrying heavy bags, only then I take the lift. But otherwise I always take the stairs. So I am on the 4th floor. So, and I leave my building 2-3 times every day. So every time I go down the stairs and come back up the stairs. Every time. So it's just I'm not saying I'm doing something very special and other people are not doing. I'm not concluding anything. I'm not preaching or giving pravachan or preaching. I just want you to think, think differently. So yeah, so this is something to think about, walking, running, climbing stairs instead of doing all that in the gym. And open air. So I run in open air. It's so good, like when there is sun or it's in the evening and it's fresh air. So, and I live in Melbourne, Australia. So the environment is really quite good. The pollution is very low. So I enjoy running or walking in the open or in the park. Now, anxiety and depression, what I understand is, from my own research and thinking, contemplating about it, that overthinking is the main problem that causes stress, which leads to psychological disorders like anxiety. I won't say apology, I won't say disorder, because a lot of people are living with anxiety and depression. So it's not a disorder, it's just an issue that we need to manage. So psychological issues. So overthinking. Now people say my job is very stressful, or my partner is very stressful, or children are very stressful. they are not actually stressful. If you think about it, if you go to the detail, like your boss said something, like today, the boss said something which you didn't like, and probably you responded. You gave a logical answer, a truthful answer, logical answer, or you apologized, and that was it, finished. But we kept thinking about it like an endless loop. It's just playing, replaying for 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, and that causes stress. So actual event doesn't cause stress, or you had a fight with your partner, or with a stranger or something, or with a stranger over a parking spot. It's okay, you lost a parking spot, it's okay. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to fight? So you will get injured, or the other person can get injured, you can go to jail or something. So you are not going to fight, right? So you lost a parking spot. Okay, fine, we'll search for another parking spot. That's also training of anger management and staying calm in a challenging situation. So that's also sadhana or spiritual practice. So it's okay. So that event, losing a parking spot to a stranger, that itself was not very bad. We managed it all right. But we replay, and that becomes stressful. So think about that. Now people experience traumas. So trauma is something else. Trauma could be a job loss, a marriage breakdown, a serious illness like mental or physical, or like a sudden death of a family member or friend. So these are traumas, or some physical assault, or like sexual abuse or something. So these are traumas. So traumas cause stress, and that is something significant. So I request that you seek professional help and speak to a therapist. So that is really important. So that can also lead to, these traumas lead to stress, and stress can obviously lead to PTSD or anxiety or depression. Now to manage stress and psychological disorders, meditation is very good. But again, if our overthinking, like if we tend to overthink a lot, and we are very stressful, like high stress, and for a long period of time, it's a chronic stress as well as quite high, then meditation will definitely help, but we may not be able to do meditation well. So what I encourage you to do is Naam Jap. And if you listen to my previous videos, I've spoken about Naam Jap in all my videos, and I'm a big exponent of Naam Jap because it has helped me a lot. I've done meditation for 35 years and Naam Jap for more than 2.5 years now. So Naam Jap means chanting God's name. So I chant Ram, Ram. So Ram, 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 Ram. So we just chant God's name, Ram, Bhagwan Ram's name. And it has significant benefits. Because first thing, you don't have to concentrate on the Naam. You don't have to concentrate, like for example, I am saying Ram, 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 or little faster. Ram, 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 Ram. So you don't have to concentrate on the Naam, on Ram. You don't have to concentrate. If you can, that's very good. But suppose you overthink a lot and you're very stressed, then it's very hard to concentrate. So don't worry about concentrating. Just chant Ram, 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 Ram as much as you can. So that is number one benefit, no concentration. Number two, it relaxes and calms the mind and body. So psychological, physiological, calmness and relaxation happens, like very quickly, within a few minutes, it relaxes. Distracts mind from overthinking to God's name. So if we are stressing about our job or our partner or anything else, we are overthinking. So when we chant Ram, 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 the mind diverts from the object we are thinking about a lot to God's name. So it will bring the attention to Ram, 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 Ram. So that's very helpful. And we are, if the attention goes to God's name, so that purifies us also. So it purifies our mind or consciousness. So that's very good. And I've spoken about benefits of Naam Jap in my previous videos. So you watch my previous videos because I've spoken quite in detail. It improves focus. So when we chant Ram, 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 because ultimately mind will come to the name, to Ram name, and it improves focus. And most importantly, especially for me and other sadhaks or spiritual practitioners, most important, it leads to spiritual growth or spiritual advancement or spiritual enlightenment. So that is very important for me. So that's why I do Naam Jap, because I would like to experience spiritual enlightenment, and I'm fairly enlightened but not fully enlightened. So this is one of the reasons I do Naam Jap. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. It's almost 17 minutes. So think about what I said today, and yeah, just if you are experiencing some psychological issues, seek help, professional help, and also practice Naam Jap. And please write your experiences in the comments or ask questions on spirituality. And I'll create another video in a few days. Until then, thank you very much. Ram Ram, Jai Shri Ram.